Hey team, Coach Christy here. I just had a coach come to me and ask questions about inviting to the coach opportunity. So I wanted to share some pointers and tips on how to invite someone to become a coach. But before I do that, I wanted to say, just got back from Summit. Look at how cute this shirt is. One size, because size was just released, fits all. And it has open, and then look, we got the 225 sports bra. And sorry, you guys can't see my face. I'm standing on my chair. And my Shakeology sweatpants. Totally stoked. Anyways, now how to invite to become a Beachbody coach. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is that most people overthink. Like if they're doing a really great job of, and it's pretty much every coach. A coach gets started and they're scared to invite. They don't know what to say to invite someone to become a customer, to invite someone to a challenge group, to invite someone to get fit and healthy. And we give you scripts, to follow and create and make your own. And it's scary when you first do it, and then you get comfortable with it. And then when it comes to the coach opportunity, same thing. We actually have scripts on how to invite to the coach opportunity. And same thing, it's scary. But every coach I have to get started is either great at inviting to the coach opportunity, does really well with that, and doesn't know how to invite to a challenge because they did that first, and they become comfortable with inviting to the coach opportunity, and then they have to get uncomfortable again inviting to a challenge group. Or it's the opposite. They invite to challenge groups, they do a really good job of that, and then they're uncomfortable inviting to the coach opportunity. So the first tip I want to give you is when you are inviting to challenge groups, before you sign anyone up, the last question you can ask them is, did you want to get started as a customer, or did you want to get started as a preferred customer or a discount coach, and save 25% on your Shakeology each month? Either way, whatever works for you. That's the first thing I would say is in your challenge group inviting. If you're really good at inviting to challenge groups, you're earning Success Club 5, 10 plus, and you can't figure out how to transition into the coach opportunity. We have a coach inviting script, and the last step of it is asking, do they want to get started as a coach or a customer? That's my first tip to you, because if you plant that seed before they get started as a customer, you're going to be shocked. Some of them are going to come back and say, I want to get started. Yeah, I want that 25% discount. Why not? You're going to have others that say, oh, no, thank you. But then in 2, 3, 4 weeks, they're going to come back to you and say, if you've done a good job of adding value to them as a coach and supporting them and helping them through this program, and they're seeing great results and they're getting that support and that motivation and that accountability, in 2 to 3 weeks, they're going to say, is that option still available? And it is. That's the great part about it, is if they started with a challenge group, they can become a coach for free. So when they come back to you because you planted that seed during the invite process about becoming a coach, they'll know to come back to you. And then when they come back to you, you can say, well, yeah, you can. You can actually become a coach for free since you got started as a customer with a fitness program in Shakeology. So that's my tip number 1. Tip number 2 is don't overthink it. Most of you don't invite to the coach opportunity because it's uncomfortable and you're overthinking it. So I'm here to tell you, for me, inviting to the coach opportunity, even though it was uncomfortable, was actually more comfortable than inviting somebody to a fitness group, because I believed in the opportunity so much. Like, I wanted to leave my job. I wanted, health and fitness was my passion. Anybody that wanted to get healthy and fit, I didn't see why they would start as a customer in the first place, because I figured, okay, 1, if you're in it for the long haul and you want to get healthy and fit, these programs and products work. So you need to be getting a discount. Number 2, if you're in it for the long haul and a lifestyle change, you're going to love Shakeology, and you're going to want to get it not only at a discount, but why not have the option to get it for free? When we walk into a grocery store and we we buy things at the grocery store, every week I get the same things: top sirloin, chicken, green beans, asparagus. I don't walk out of the grocery store and say, okay, I wonder if I can refer 3 people to that grocery store and get my top sirloin for free. And I spend a lot of money at the grocery store every week. But I can't. I don't walk out of it, and I can't walk out of the grocery store and say, if I recommend this certain thing that I order every single week, if I recommend that to somebody, I can get mine for free. But as a customer or as a discount coach, they can get it for free. So for me, for the coach opportunity, it was a no-brainer. Like, everybody should be a coach in my mind. Now, is everyone going to want to be a coach? No. But I think everybody should be a coach, because who doesn't want to get healthier or more fit or be more defined? Or, I mean, I think most everybody does. And who doesn't want to earn more income? Even if they are earning a really great income, but what if they can get Shakeology at a discount, refer 3 people, get theirs free. I have another training on that if you want more info on that one. And then earn money, or maybe just get a discount on it. So the coach opportunity for me was that's why I got started. I didn't get started for the fitness program. I got started because I was passionate about health and fitness. I wanted to help other people, and I wanted to get out of my job. So my comfort zone of the two, inviting to the fitness opportunity or the coach opportunity, my comfort zone was to invite to the coach opportunity. So what I do, have meaningful conversations with people, as many people as you can a day. If you want to be a top coach, if you want your business to grow really, really fast, have conversations with 20 to 30 new people every day. Build a relationship, get to know people. This is really easy to do. We all think it needs to be like a long, drawn out 2 to 3 month process to get to know someone. It doesn't. I'm going to give you an example. This weekend, while we were in Nashville at Summit, we were taking Uber. We were having Uber drivers drive us everywhere. We got in an Uber, and the lady was driving us home. It's only a 25-minute drive. And I started asking questions. Oh, how awesome. How long have you been an Uber driver? She'd been one for 3 months. Oh, is this your primary income, or is there something else you do? Well, it's my primary income for now, but I was in the restaurant industry before. I was a manager, but I actually lost my son and he was killed in action. He was in the Army in January. And so that's why I left my job, was because I needed something with more flexibility that I could just do when I feel like it, but also something to get me out of the house as I'm getting through this. I'm so sorry to hear. Of course, I'm like, her son, gave his life for our country. So definitely, made sure to acknowledge that, as any of us would do. And then, how many kids do you have? She kept saying she had just gotten married. So how long have you been married? It was 6 years. Together they had 6 kids. 2 sons and 4 daughters, but the one son was killed. And so just kept talking. She kept sharing information, and she asked what we were in Nashville for and what I did. And I said, have you heard of P90X or Insanity? And she goes, yeah, I have. My son does Insanity. I was like, that's awesome. Well, I'm a fitness coach for that company. I'm an independent contractor, just like you, which is why I think I'm so fascinated with Uber. So I kept bringing it back to her. And I said, well, how long has your son been doing Insanity? She's like, oh my gosh, for years. He's a marathon runner. He brings people over to his house and has them doing Insanity. He keeps trying to get me to do Insanity. And she's like, and I really need to make some changes. And I said, well, I'd love to get your I didn't say right then. I said, well, I wouldn't recommend Insanity. She was in her 50s and she wasn't working out, so Insanity would not be the recommendation I would say to start with. But I had gave her some information about maybe T25 or 21-day fix and explained to her what those were. And then she's like, oh my gosh, you gotta send me more information. I'll give you my information and my son's information. Maybe he'd be interested in being a coach. So she was just giving me all of the information. All I did was I asked questions. I was writing with this person for 20 to 25 minutes who I didn't know, and I got to know the person. I showed them that I was interested in them as a person. We like to connect as human beings. We are social animals. And that doesn't mean I'm an introvert. A lot of the coaches on my team are introverts, but we are social animals. And so we like to connect, even if it's just that one-on-one. And when that person feels a connection with you, it's really easy to get them to open up. And everybody needs fitness or health. And honestly, I was thinking she'd be a great story, and somebody that once she gets going with her own fitness goals, the opportunity could be something that changes her life. She could connect with other women who have lost their sons, who are killed in action, who maybe have let themselves go because they've gone through such a traumatic, time in their life, traumatic experience. And then we went to the YMCA because I wanted to get in a lifting workout, and walked in the door, and the girl at the counter said, well, are you from Nashville? No, I'm from out of state. Oh, what are you here for? I said, oh, have you heard of P90X or Insanity? She's like, yeah, I have. You think you could help me? I told her I was a fitness coach. Do you think you can help me? I was like, Yeah, totally. We have so many different programs. I wouldn't recommend the intense ones to start with, but I can get your email and I can send you some more information. She's like, really? And she gave me her info. I mean, it's so easy to connect with people, but you have to not overthink this process. Like, you have to build relationships with people, treat them like you would anyone else, like get to know them, get to like ask questions about them, be interested more than interesting. I think a lot of times you see these top coaches and you feel like they have this interesting life, and so you feel like you have to be that interesting, and you don't. You have to show that you care and have interest in someone else. And so tip number 2 is don't overthink it. Tip number 3, and I don't even remember what tip number 1 was because I don't have any notes in front of me. But tip number 3 is, so the other thing that I did is I would see people that I wanted on my team. So people that I knew were, just had the energy that I wanted to be around. And I would message them. I would say, hey, how are you? I heard you're getting married. Congratulations on the engagement. How is the wedding planning going? And I'd let them get back to me. And I'd message them and I'd say, I have a question to ask you. If you're not interested, no worries. I promise you it will not hurt my feelings at all. But I, have been following you. I love how motivational you are. I love that you have a positive attitude. I'm really picky with who I work with and who joins my team, because I want to surround myself with people who have a positive energy and aura about them. So that's really important to me. And I want to build a team full of go-getters, people that are motivated and just spread positive energy. So I'm not sure if you're interested or you've ever thought about it, but have you ever considered becoming a coach on my team? And that's how I invite people. And I invite a lot of people. I also put out coach opportunity ads on Facebook and Instagram, inviting people to become a coach. It'll share a little bit about my story, and it'll invite them to become a coach. If you're a coach on my team, it's in our coach training. So if you go to my website, christycurtis.com, and you go to the coach training, you will need our team password to access it. But in the how to invite section, where we have all the inviting scripts for the challenge groups, there's also my Facebook posts, my Instagram posts, and my calls to action for people to join the coach opportunity. When they respond to me that they're interested, when I post to Facebook or Instagram, I have a coach invite template that I send back to them with information like, I'm glad that you're interested. Here's some more information to review. Here's times to set up a phone interview. So I have a coach template that I use. If you're on my team, that coach template is also available to you in that how to invite section of the coach training. And I set up an interview and I I ask people questions. What interested you in the coach opportunity? What do you do for work currently? How long have you been at your current company? Have you ever used any of our fitness programs before? What are your fitness goals? Were you able to review all the information I sent? What intrigued you the most about the information that you went through? What questions, was there anything, in the information that you wanted to talk about in more detail, or anything that you had questions on? On a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you in the coach opportunity? If you were to get started as a coach, when would you want to get started? So those are my typical interview questions that I go through on a coach interview. Now, the thing with the coach opportunity posts that are in that training, I have my exact post. You can also scroll through my Facebook wall or my Instagram wall and find one of my coach opportunity posts and copy it. You'll have to change it a little. It has my story in it. However, you have to read jab, jab, right hook if you're going to do something like that on social media. You can't expect to post your first coach opportunity and have everybody respond to you. You need to be jabbing. You're not going to know what that means if you haven't read jab, jab, right hook, but you need to be sharing about the opportunity, sharing the benefits, sharing how it's changed your life, sharing your goals and what you're going to do with the opportunity. You have to let people know that you're a coach and what that means to you. So that's what I do. I post about the coach opportunity, like, let's see, reason number 3 why I love being a coach and being able to work from home. And then I posted this a couple weeks ago. I posted all about my grandma and how she last minute decided to come visit, and I was able to just move my schedule all around and spend the day with her. And so that was one of my posts. It was really meaningful because it's me being able to spend time with my family, and how many people want more time with their family? A lot. And how many people can't take that time with their family because they have a job? So that was my jab. So then I keep having these jabs about the opportunity. And then the hook is that coach opportunity post. So that's another way to invite to the coach opportunity. So the other way I showed you was to send a direct message asking, have you ever considered? If they say, when people respond to me, when I ask, have you ever considered? Some will respond and say, yeah, I've actually been thinking about it. I'm like, oh, really? They've been watching my posts and I had no idea. Or, no, I haven't considered. What is it? Either of those responses mean that I get to send them more information. So I'll respond back and I'm like, I'll definitely get you over some more information, and send them that informational email that I send when people respond to my coach opportunity posts. So those are different ways to invite to the coach opportunity. But you really do have to have confidence. Why, for me, I just went around sharing with everyone why I was so excited to be a coach, my story, like how this was changing my life, because I wanted to leave my job. A lot of people want to leave their jobs. So that's what I was connecting with people. They're like, she wants to leave her job and she actually has the guts to do it. Like, she's working towards this. It's pretty cool. Whether they became a coach right away or not, they still wanted to follow that story of mine. I also shared where I was going to be in the future, and I had confidence and belief that that's where I was going to be. So I invite to the coach opportunity probably more than I invite to challenge groups, because to me, the coach opportunity is something that everybody should be doing. And I have that confidence to know that everybody should be doing it. So those are my tips for you when it comes to how to invite to become a Beachbody coach. Again, if you're on my team, make sure to check out that section of the coach training for more information. Have a great night, everyone.